Oh, what's going on? It is Sunday the 15th, and guess what? We are still at war. So, how do we prepare for this upcoming week with everything that's still going on? So, let's look at SPY. Here's where we are with SPY. We're in a clear downtrend. We've been in a downtrend for a while here on SPY. I mean, even starting back here, this was a downtrend, right? We could have saw this here, even just going across the top. Boom, had this downtrend. Got a little steeper inside of here. So, here's what I see right now. This right here is a falling wedge with inside of this downtrend. All right. We're on a 4 hour, and right now we're right at a demand zone here. And if you can see in this demand zone, it's kind of hard because let's see if I can change the colors of that doesn't help. Not showing. Anyway, you may be able to see this, but you can see this baby wick down here, right? And that wick is green. So that's showing us that we're kind of right here where we may be having some buyers finally step in here. But again, we did do some bombing again over this weekend. I think started Friday. So this may fall down a little more. But if we get this and we get a little push, we can maybe push this back up to the top of this little downtrend to about 665. We would need this to turn into this, a clear double bottom with a breakout here to get us pushed back up at least to this 672 zone. And then above that, we can get to the top of this original downtrend at 673, 676, sorry. All right, so this is what we see here. The other thing is we also got to keep in mind that we are in a very bearish environment right now with everything going on. So this could also be an inside out candle. We have this as a pull down, we have this as a fake push up, and then this next one becomes a red candle that further pulls us down and breaks us out of this. So we got to be mindful of that too. Because if we jump to the daily, larger time frame, let me delete what I just did there. We have a demand zone further down here at about 651. Right. So that could potentially just, fall out, and this could be the third red candle coming, pull us all the way back down to this area here. So that's what we got to be on the watch out for. All right. Then if we get that, yeah, this here, that would be this here. If we get a little wick in the body here on the daily, we should get a nice little push back up once we finally bounce to this area, unless we just continue, going bad in war. So three things that can happen with SPY this coming week. We have a recovery bounce, or we have continued fall back down here. Well, two things, or continued fall back down here. But we got to wait to see what happens here. If this actually pushes up and breaks through here, this gives us a little bit of recovery. If this opens up red with a wick, then the body here upside down, like right up in here, wick, then body, we're pulling back down even further. Be patient and wait for it to develop. All right. The Qs are probably going to be looking very similar. All right. So Qs are even more sideways, but let's go to a larger time frame. All right. Still very bearish, even more so. Here's why. I don't want text. Let's move this back over here. Here's why. Flagpole. All right. Flag. We broke out of this thing here. One more red candle brings us all the way back down to 582 for this bearish flag to play out. So Qs look even more bearish. Of course, tech sits in there. Tech is having crazy sell-offs. So we'll probably see this continue to fall back down. All right. I don't see. Let's see. Yeah, so I don't really see any bounce zones showing here on the Qs on any time frames for real. So yeah, we might get this one pushed down even more. All right, so through all of this, which has been interesting, is the performance of Bitcoin. Everything else is downtrends. Bitcoin has this going. All right. So one thing to be mindful of This is an uptrend. It could just be not played out yet because if we lose this, we do pull this down. And again, we get our own double bottom here if we happen to lose this and then pull back up. But as of right now, Bitcoin has been bouncing pretty well. So we may have another bounce here that pushes us up some more, some more, some more, some more before getting back into this supply zone, like back here, and then getting some real rejection to pull us back down here. So let's see. Bitcoin related stocks have been playing along nicely with it. And it doesn't look like it. Look, even Riot, they're still not playing. It's not trending like Bitcoin. Let's look at Mara. All right, Mara a little bit better as far as uptrend's concerned here. Let's look at Wolf. Yeah, so similar because we have this uptrend here, but Wolf actually has, it's like it's forming more of a bear flag here. So yeah, if we go back to Bitcoin, we'll see Bitcoin's uptrend. Again, if we lose it, if we lose this, we're pulling down, right? We look at Wolf. Oops. We're mirroring that pretty well. So if Bitcoin loses, expect Wolf to fall also. All right, let's go to NVIDIA. All right, so NVIDIA, we had our uptrend here and we finally lost it. Looks like we have some more pull down. Right, if we do get some bounce, we're still in a downtrend here on NVIDIA. Let's clean all this out. We're still in a downtrend. Even if we bring it down here. Oops. It's almost like Mara. I mean, Wolf. It's almost like Wolf. Bear flag. We may see something like this, get right back into the supply zone, then drop out of that bear flag back down to like 175. That's if things don't turn for the market. And see, we're right there peaking right here at a drop. See this? We had our break here, came back up with a retest, lost the retest. This is a red candle. So this may continue to fall back out. So keep an eye on that for puts. I mean, like you said, we're in a bear market, so trade with the market, not against it. One thing that's been interesting is how gold's been moving. Right, we have all this conflict going on, and typically, gold's a hedge, gold's a hedge. I remember weeks ago I said, man, there's really no hedge anymore. Everything kind of moves the same. Gold's pulling down just like the market's pulling down. So we may see gold fall back below 5,000 again this week. All right, we'll see what happens up in this range. This is a doji. This doji could be a reversal to push us back up, or this doji could just be setting us up to open up another red candle and pull it down some more. I think we'll see gold under 5,000 this week. The only thing that's been moving opposite has been oil. It's directly impacted by the war. So here we go. Oil still has a bear flag too. If we look at this, see this big old bear flag on oil. Oops. But as of right now, we're back at the top of this channel. We'll see what happens. If we break through this channel, this thing can run right back up to this supply zone. I think we just blew up Iran's like oil island or whatever they call it. So we can definitely see oil potentially pushing up even more. But if we lose this and come back down, now we have a bear flag that can play out and bring us back down to the 82s. This is ideal for us. If this happens, the market will start to recover a little bit. But the other thing that's boggling the market down is this thing right here, this VIX. We're high. As long as we're still high on this VIX. All right, we have this bull flag here. Boom, boom flag. We broke out, broke, then we retested right here. If I extended this out, this is a retest. Let me clean it up. Bull flag, broke out, came back, retested, shot up, came back, retest, shot up. And now, as long as we're along this line here, all right, this is danger zone. We're still high. We're very high. The only good thing is that we're right near, we're kind of close to a supply zone. We may run up to this 28, 24 or so, a couple of days this week, and then get pulled back down for a retest. And then we'll see the market push up a little bit. But as long as we're in these 20s, as long as we're in this range here, don't expect no blow off the top rips in the market. All right. Let's go look at Apple. Ugly. So this is like was that gold? Yeah. So you see how this is? We got this long, long, long drop. We got a little peekaboo candle here, but you see we tried to push it back up, but that wick shows weakness. So buyers tried to push it up with this green candle, then we caught a wick. That means not so fast. Sellers came back in, and the next candle opened up red. So this is probably going to pull back down more. There you see this is the larger falling zone on Apple. This may pull back down to the bottom here at 244. So if we go back to gold, that looks exactly the same. See this? This is Apple. I mean, like gold, right? See this? Pull it down, try to pull back, little, you know what I'm saying, exhaustion here. So this next candle may open up just like Apple, red, and then pull this thing back down under 5,000. So that's what I'm kind of seeing in the market. We're still very bearish, so be mindful. If you do take anything contrarian, get your money and get out. It's scalps, right? It's a scalper's market. Get your money and get out. The only thing that you want to trade into is going to be selling pressure because that's what's running the market right now. So we look at Netflix. Had a heck of a run over the last couple of weeks on Netflix, right? Coming back from the dead, topped that dang near, got back to 100. But now look, we got a bear flag here, and we're right at a supply zone. So my first inclination is that this is more than likely going to pull back at least down to the bottom of this, and then if we lose it, we're tapping 93 again, right at 93 again. Let's look at the larger time frame and see what we got going. Oh man, even down, yeah, even worse on the larger time frame. If we lose this little gap here and this break of structure, man, this thing could put right back down to where it was. We still haven't retested this area, so be careful with this. See what happened here? When we start having our little run, we had our uptrend, break down, got our retest, we lost it, and we've been falling ever since. And the retest is falling right into a bear flag, so be careful on that. Um, yeah, I think that is it. ES is pretty much the same as SPY, SPX, right? We have our larger falling wedge channel that we're in. We're right in the bottom of it here. We got some rejection. You see this? Ah, tried to pull up a little bit here. Exhaustion, candle, pull back down, right? When you start seeing this and this exhaustion, these wicks, that's where you get in and take your puts down. Now, in order for this to bounce, we need a wick here at the body plus a body, probably gets back up to 666, 6,666. But if we don't break through that, we're dead in the water. We might get another rejection. But still, we're also here at this falling wedge, bottom support. So if this next candle opens up red, we're coming back down to the even larger trend. And that gets us down to 50, 65, 70. So, right, I got trends within trends. Look at this. Trends within trends, right? It's the larger uptrend. Boom, here's a double tap here from this one way down here. If we respect it, we can bounce again. If we lose it, we got a lot of room to fall here. And we're at a major area of confluence right now with this, right? This right here will be a major area of confluence. If we lose this, we got this larger uptrend happening, and we got a demand zone happening, and we lost the downtrend, right? So 3 areas of confluence here if we lose this. So what we can hope for is for us to come down here, 65, 63, touch, boom. And then once we see this happen, we got this forming, head and shoulders, right? So we may get one more nice little bounce up to this area, or maybe up in here, right? Ideally, we'd be up here, 68.71, head and shoulders hits. Then we're probably going to pull right back down and maybe lose it. Depends on how long this war plays out. All right, that's what I got for you. Catch you on the flip.